What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Idaho Rifleman. Today we have the 1851 Navy 44 from Traditions. We're going to put this to the test into a block of ballistic gel. There is already a wound channel in that gel. It's from the 38 Special, but I haven't had a chance to remelt it yet. So we'll put this to the test and see what the 44 black powder looks like in a block of gel. So let's head over to the range and get started. So I loaded this up, showed you all the process, and then I happened to look over at my camera, and apparently I didn't tighten down one of the screws because it had just slowly started panning away and wasn't even looking at what I was doing anymore. So I've got everything locked in place. We're going to do this again. So we are at half cock. We do have one loaded cylinder already. We're just going to load up another one, and I'll show you guys this process real quick. I'll be honest, this is lengthy enough to reload this 6 times that after firing a full cylinder, I'd probably have just changed my mind and not even remember what I was mad about if I was carrying this as a fighting weapon. So, but here's the process, okay? So right here, this is one cylinder that's loaded up already. So we'll just go to the next one in line right here. Powder, patch, ball. This is the percussion cap. This is a number 11 cap. They recommend number 10 for revolvers, but right now, number 11 is about all you can find, at least for a reasonable price. Number 11 caps, a tin of 100 goes for around $11 to $13 in the local store. Number 10s, which are very, very, very similar in size, are anywhere from $50 to $70 a tin available online. So they're very hard to come by right now. Number 11s do work in a pinch, and that's what we're going to use today. So we're going to start off with our powder. This funnel holds 25 to 28 grains of black powder. The recommended load for black powder revolvers is, of this caliber at least, is 25 to 30 grains. Like I said, 25 to 28, we're right in that range. So we're going to put our finger over the top of the funnel here. Overneath. I just made a new word. We're going to depress that spring a couple times. I do it a couple times, you don't need to, but tip it back over, bring our finger away, and we have a charge of powder in here now. So what we're going to do is tip the firearm upwards, and we're just going to pour that powder right into the cylinder. Okay. We'll lay our flask down so it doesn't tip over on its own. Take your patch or your felt wad here, lay it right into the cylinder. Round ball sits right on the end. You can give it a little push to kind of set it. And then this rotates very nicely into this groove in the revolver. And that lines up your ramrod. Now, this is a .454. It is slightly oversized, and it is meant to be oversized, and it shaves a ring of lead off. This is where you actually don't need a felt wad because the ball itself creates such a tight seal around the powder and inside that cylinder that you're not at as much risk of a chain fire. Now, chain fire is something that can happen where the spark and the fire from firing the cylinder in line with the barrel actually touches off one of these other cylinders, and you have a round fire down the side of your gun, or even multiple. You can have multiple chain fires in a row. So that's something we want to avoid. We're going to pack that cylinder. As you can see, it shaved a little ring of lead off of the ball, so it made a nice tight seal in there. And now what we're going to do is just back this up slightly. We're going to take some of this Wonder Lube, and this seals the end of the chamber so that you're less likely to get fire down the front of your cylinder. Okay, so that's made a nice seal in there. And this is lube. It's not going to hurt your firearm at all to have a little extra lube in there. Now what we're going to do is just rotate this around till our cylinder's in line over here again. And this percussion cap is out of the capper. Very strongly recommend you use a capper to charge your firearm. Okay? The reason for that, tighten that just a little bit, is as you're putting pressure on this, if you accidentally put too much pressure, you can set the percussion cap off. And it's just a bad day, because look where my thumb is right now. Okay, that's a bad spot for my thumb. I should have it back here. But if I set this percussion cap off, this is going to fire right down the side of the gun. This percussion cap here actually flares out, and it's going to drive shrapnel into my thumb. It's just a bad day all around. So use a capper to just gently place that percussion cap on there. Don't use your finger. Okay, so we're going to rotate this around again. And if we were loading up more than one round, a full cylinder of this, you doesn't have to be in any particular order that you put your cap on. But we were just going to do one, but with the camera issue, I've got two loaded up. Now it's ready to go. As soon as I pull that hammer back, that cylinder is going to rotate into place, and we'll be able to take our shot. Something I didn't show on screen was that I did actually cap that second nipple just to ensure that we don't get a chain fire from fire going down the inside of that nipple. So both of them are capped, the two that are loaded. So we're going to go ahead and cycle this, and we're going to shoot our ballistic block and see what happens. Disregard. I need to set up the camera to show you guys what it looks like when we hit it. Alright, our second camera is rolling. We're loaded. Now let's shoot it. Not convinced we hit that. Well, I'm not sure how we missed that, but we did, and I didn't have any kind of a reference point of where that round went, so we'll try again here. Okay, we're hitting high, which is surprising to me with this. There's our hit. And there is the wound channel all the way down, and it went right out the back. Alright, we've got a little bit of lower light out here, so I'm going to do this and put it in slow motion so you guys can see if we can catch some kind of a good spark and flame show coming off of this. Alright everybody, that's going to wrap up this week's episode of Idaho Rifleman with the Traditions 1851 Navy 44 revolver. Had a lot of fun shooting this. I'm glad that we picked this up for the channel. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and found it interesting. Be sure to give the video a like, make sure you're following the channel, and be sure to check out Idaho Rifleman on Facebook and Instagram as well. As always, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Take care, stay safe, and God bless. We'll see you next time here on Idaho Rifleman.